application as a pod. Okay, so in the earlier time, like when Kubernetes was not in picture, so in the previous day, what we did, so we have to create one virtual machine in the Azure, or you can, like if you are using the AWS, then you purchase, or you created one EC2 instance. So on the top, you have to set up application. So you have to create virtual machines in the Azure, and you have to log in, and you have to set up your application. Suppose you have to deploy the Jenkins, so you have to set up the Jenkins on the virtual machines. Okay, so this virtual machine is dedicated only for one application. If you want to set up SQL database, then so you have to take one virtual machine, and you have to install all the plugins related to SQL database. Then this virtual machine is related to, you can call as a SQL database. Okay, same here also, like you have to purchase one virtual machine, or you have created one virtual machine. Okay, so you have created one virtual machine in Azure, and on the top you have deploy. Suppose this is my virtual machines, and you have deploy. Sorry, so you have deploy Jenkins application here. You have set up Jenkins, you have installed the plugins of all the Jenkins for Windows based application or Linux based. Suppose you have purchased this virtual machine and you are using the operating system is Linux based. Okay, so you have to assign some CPU, 2 core, then you have assigned RAM, 16 GB RAM. Okay, then you have to assign disk, suppose 100 GB, and you have set up the Jenkins. Okay, so this is your machine, this is your virtual machine. So in this case, what you have created one virtual machine for one application. If you want to create the another VM for SQL database, okay, so you have created another virtual machine VM for VM2. Okay, so this is VM2. So on the top you have created Tomcat. So Tomcat application. So you have set up Tomcat application over this one, and you have used the Linux OS, CPU, 2 core, RAM, 16 GB, disk, super 50 GB you have assigned. So generally, in before Kubernetes, you are like you did this type of setup. Like you have created one virtual machines, and on the top you have set up the application like Jenkins, Tomcat. You have operating system, so you have to upgrade the operating system time to time, right? So you have to upgrade the operating system time to time. So you have to patch the kernel version, or if the Linux create the new patches, they release the new patches. So you have to upgrade the OS operating system. So for that you have to take the downtime from the customer, then you have to do the patching of the operating system. Okay. So then after now the Kubernetes comes in the picture. So in the Kubernetes, what they provide, so they can provide the worker node like master node and worker node. You have to create one cluster. So on the cluster you have to create the one pod. So this is the pod. This is second pod. This is the third pod. Okay. So you can see this is the pod, and inside this the container is running there, and this is the container. So you can, so this is worker node. This is worker. So I have already explained what is worker node, what is master node. That I have already explained in my earlier video. If you have any confusion, you can watch my earlier video. So in this worker node, you have assigned some CPU like 2 core, and the RAM you have assigned 16 GB. So this is the architecture of Kubernetes. Like I have set up one cluster. So inside the cluster, you have created one worker node. So on the top of worker node, you have deployed the application. So this is the pod. So this is the yellow one. Is the pod. So inside this pod, one container is running. Pod 2, and this is pod 3. So some pod having multi container, like inside the pod might be 2 containers running. Okay. Some So inside this pod, so you have run the Jenkins. You can also set up the Jenkins as a container. So you have run here Jenkins. You are running here the Tomcat. You have set up the SQL database. Okay. So here which resource like Jenkins also using some CPU RAM, so they can use the resource from the worker node. Okay. So they can all the resource like CPU memory they can use from the worker node. So here the Jenkins they are using 2 core and 16 GB RAM. So here as a pod they can use suppose CPU is 0.5 RAM they can consume 1 GB. So similar here the Tomcat also they can consume the RAM 1 GB. So here the SQL database they can consume suppose RAM 2 GB. Okay. So here why they use less RAM and CPU, because we don't have any dependency on the operating system. Because generally what in the case like if we are using operating system, so this operating system also requires some CPU and memory to boot up the operating system. Okay. So that's why we have to assign virtual machine very 2 core and 16 GB, because the operating system also required some memory and CPU to come up. So if you give the 1 GB and if you assign the 1 GB RAM, then you can you have experience like the operating system is very slow. So for that you have to increase the RAM, you have to increase the CPU, and then the performance of virtual machine will be very fast. So operating system also requires some CPU and memory to come up the application up. This is my local machine, and in this my local machine I have assigned some 16 GB RAM. Okay. So you can see here the 60 GB RAM I have assigned. So on this virtual machine I have set up the Jenkins. So if you go there, if you see here Jenkins MSI, I have installed the MSI package over this my laptop, and I have set up the Jenkins over there. So if you go here services, so Jenkins is the application for the CI/CD pipelines. So Jenkins, if you're not aware about the Jenkins, so Jenkins is the application. So you can see it here. You can consider this my laptop as a virtual machine in the production environment, and I have set up my Jenkins over this virtual machine. So this virtual machine is dedicated only for the Jenkins application. You can see it here. I have set up the Jenkins on my personal laptop, and you can access the Jenkins through the URL. This is the URL localhost 8018. So I can access my Jenkins URL through this localhost 8080 because I have set up Jenkins in my personal laptop. So similar way in this here also. So you have Jenkins set up. So this is my personal laptop. I have set up Jenkins on this one, and this virtual machine is dedicated only for Jenkins. Okay. So in the Kubernetes cluster, so this is your Kubernetes cluster. So here the Jenkins run as a container, like it's the so Jenkins run as a container. So in the Jenkins, here we required 16 GB or 18 GB RAM. So here the Jenkins are boot up with only 1 GB RAM. Okay, the main advantage or the beauty of Kubernetes is like on the same virtual machine you can deploy multiple applications. So you can see it here on the one virtual machine. Here you can see only one VM. This is your virtual machines. So one virtual machine dedicated to only one only one application. But in Kubernetes, on the top of virtual machine, you can deploy multiple applications, and these applications are fully containerization based. Like there's no dependency of the operating system. So you can see it here. There's no operating. I haven't installed any operating system on this pod. So you can see pod is like a logical host. Okay, so you can consider this as a virtual machines. Pod is just like a you can say logical host. Okay, so in this logical host, I have installed the Jenkins. In this logical host, I have installed the Tomcat. In this logical host, I have